Got him! Nice pasta! Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is not a dub. That is not a dub. Not only is it not a dub, but it's one of the least entertaining games of the season. Really. And you expect some of these. You really do. You expect some of these near the end of the season. And I thought Marchand actually put it best after the game when they kind of asked him about the schedule, and he was talking about how tough the schedule is, how many games they've played in the last couple of weeks. March has been literally 4 games a week every week. And he mentioned that, and I'm paraphrasing here, that they are a bit disrespectful of this game. They get up for teams that they think they might play down the road, and then there's games like this. And they were disrespectful. And I couldn't agree more. Your silver lining? We've already talked about how we really don't care about the records for regular season stuff. We're already locked into what the home ice throughout the playoffs, right? The odds of us not clinching the President's Trophy are insanely low. We could have done it with a win tonight, but we just need, I think, a point at this point. Like, we're very close to that. You know, the silver lining is there were no injuries. I mean, we're going to get weird results like this at the end of the season. No injuries. Good. Move on. Next. We cannot pretend to be upset about this loss. We can be kind of bummed that it was a lackluster game, but it's not like the Bruins didn't try to win. We outshot them 14-3 or something along those lines in the third period. I mean, they tried to win, but they didn't bring their best, and that happens some games. We've just rattled off 7 wins in a row, including the back-to-back over the weekend against Tampa and Carolina, both wins. That says a lot more about this team than this one does. I really believe that. And you know me, Mr. Optimism. I'm just not upset about this game. I hate losing. Really do. But this is a bigger picture moment. This is really a bigger picture moment. There is one huge concern that continues to grow, and it was growing for months. I'm never going to wait to the power play. But we'll talk about that because we always have to talk about that. We have to talk about that. Anyway, the Predators, though, 5-4-1 in their last 10. They need these points. They're 4 points out of a wild card spot with 2 games in hand. So these are huge points for them. Last time we played them, we beat them 5-0 in February. They don't really excel at any one thing, but they do struggle at something, and that's putting the puck in the net. And even more so right now, because this is the list of injuries they have. Forsberg, Berwecki, Johansson, Carrier, Parsonen, I think I'm saying that one wrong, Yossi, and Duchesne, all out. I mean, those are starters on this team. That's quite an injury list, especially late in the season. For us, Olmark is going to get the start. I thought he was good. I thought he was solid. His numbers probably look better than what he had to do. There just weren't that many moments he had to make a big save, and the one thing that got by him was sudden and very accurate. So I didn't think he was by any means a reason to complain. There's nothing I would look at on Olmark for this one. The lines returned to normal with Marchand coming back, Bergeron coming back. I forget who else sat. I think it was Lindholm. He's back in. So all the lines returned to normal. Lauko is day-to-day with an upper body, so Greer is back on that 4th left wing. Taylor Hall and Nick Foligno both skating, still non-contact, although a report that I do not know if it's wildly accurate, a report did come out that said Hall is basically ready to go, but we don't have the cap space to do it. But Derek Forbort hasn't been placed on long-term injured reserve yet, which would give us the space to bring Hall back. I don't think that's accurate if he's still skating in a non-contact jersey, unless this is an injury that right off the bat puts him at 80%, which I said videos and videos and videos ago that odds are when Hall returns, he's managing an injury that would otherwise have ended his season if we were not in a playoff position. Let's hope it's not that. Let's hope I'm just speculating, which I am, but I feel like it's very, very likely. Forbort, obviously, still out, lower body. He's not expected back till the playoffs at the earliest. There was a chance for us to clinch the President's Trophy tonight. We just needed a win and a Carolina loss. We got the Carolina loss, but we didn't get the win. Doesn't really matter because, again, that's going to get clinched sooner or later anyway. We have a massive lead, and there are only a few games left of the season for everybody. The only other thing, we have one prospect that is a huge prospect for us that isn't signed to like an ELC or anything like that. And that's Mason Lohrei. Ohio State's season is officially over. He has finished his sophomore year. I believe it was his sophomore year with them. It appears, and I find it very likely, that he will be signed to either a tryout kind of contract or an actual entry-level contract in ELC with the team. It is possible, although unlikely, that he plays a few games at the end of the season if they decide to do a full AHL squad and call everybody up. I would be surprised, but it could be kind of interesting. That's something to watch. But let's talk about this game, shall we? Like, comment, subscribe, puck drops! And we don't have a ton to talk about, but the first period has some action. 2:52 in. Carlo, he's going to draw a tripping call on Evangelise. There's going to be a few names that are toughies. We're going to the power play. The best chance, oh my goodness, the best chance of this power play is Nashville's first shot on net. It's a breakaway by Sissons that Omar comes up with a huge pad save. So, good job by our power play as usual. 11:10 left. Marchand for tripping. We go to the penalty kill. It's a great kill. 8:42 left. Lauzon over the glass. Delay of game, buddy. We're not going to do anything with that power play either. Why would we? It's funny. The first power play where we gave up that breakaway, it was actually really good as far as puck movement. The whole getting the puck to the net aspect is still really, really lacking. That's a concept that they just can't quite grasp, you know? You know what I'm saying. 4 minutes left of the period. McAvoy's going to go for interference. He takes down Sissons on a potential breakaway, so we're going to go to the penalty kill. Immediately, there's a shorthanded chance for us this time, as Carlo is fed from Nosek on the left wall. Carlo's hustle just to join the play. He gets in on Saros and puts it on his backhand and flips it toward Saros' far side shoulder. And he gets a piece of it, and it bounces over this close. It's on the red line. It looked like it was in from the angle that we saw it, but Evangelise, again, right there to clear it out off the red line. So there's no goal. And a great call by the ref. I got to give him this one because the refs were not great tonight, and not like in their favor, our favor, just bad overall. The ref called this correctly on ice. The play continued. They swatted it off that red line. Play continued. So that's a hard call to make in that instance. Good job by him. 2:29 left. 30 seconds left of the current penalty kill. Olmark freezes the puck, and Marchand, after the whistle, cross-checks Afanasiu. It's fine. It's something like that. Jack couldn't say the name. I can't be expected to say it properly. I'll learn it if he's in the league for a couple of years, maybe. Who's in a pile? That guy is in a pile behind the net. Marchand cross-checks him. It's going to be 5-on-3 for 30 seconds, and then a $1.30 of 5v4. We kill both of them. We're good to go there. 34 seconds left of that call. So we are on the penalty kill. Fabro is going to close his hand on a lobbed puck, and due to the pressure from the penalty killers coming up at him, he ends up turning his body and then dropping it, which is a delay of game. It's closing the hand on the puck. It's going to go to 4v4 for 34 seconds, and then we're going to go on to the power play next period. We do nothing with it at the start of next period because, again, why would we? 1:40 in to the next period. We're playing even, 5-on-5 right now. Foot is going to go for cross-checking. Power play. 42 seconds left of this power play. Pasta unloads on Gravel. Again, I don't know these players super well, and I apologize. I'm not doing great with this. Right on the numbers. It's a boarding call. The Bruins play with the puck for another 6 or 7 seconds. and then one of the refs blows the whistle, and the ref had his arm up. It's not like he wasn't making the call. I have no idea why they let it continue. It's fine. So more time ticked down, which was going to be even strength time 4v4, which obviously isn't great for the Bruins. Anyway, so we're going to be 4v4 for 41 seconds, and then 119 of the penalty kill, and we kill it beautifully because the penalty kill's good. The power play is just really bad. 8:53 left of the second period. Afanasiu. I'm just going to say Afanasiu. I think that's close enough. Cross-checks Mac in the face. It was incidental. Jack acted like he shot the man. He didn't mean to get it high there, but he did get him with motion. It wasn't a full fall through cross-check. It was just kind of like, you guys understand it. It's a minor penalty. Probably could have been a double minor because he was bleeding. Either way, we are going to the power play. Oh, it's not good. It includes 3 horrible Pasternak turnovers. Just horrendous. To the point where you start to go, do you just bench Pasta for the power plays? Which you can't, because that is a star player for you, and all you're doing is giving him the middle finger if you do that. But someone's got to get in his ear. Pasternak, I'm going to say this now. This is a game note, but I'm going to say it now. Pasternak is a best-case scenario player. He tries to get passes and shots and things like that through. He doesn't think through that play. He thinks while working off of people. But when he has the puck, he doesn't think high danger, high percentage, low percentage. He just sees something and goes, hey, that'd be a scoring opportunity. And no matter what is in the way, he attempts it. Every time. And it turns the puck over all the time. And you ask yourself, why? Why did you do that play? And every time, you'll notice this, every time the answer is he was trying to get it to that guy. Or he was trying to go off the wall to himself, get around a player, and then make a play. Like, you can figure out what he wanted to do every time. It's just the most ambitious bullshit. It's something that's going to work 15% of the time. And that's, we've all been that guy. Like, if you've played Chell, or obviously if you've played the sport, you have had moments where you're like, I can do that. And it just doesn't happen. And everyone looks at you like you're a moron. He's that guy. He just has the talent to pull it off frequently enough that everyone's like, all right, we're fine. You have to live with his turnovers. But someone has to get in his ear in moments like these and just let him know, dude, high percentage plays for this one. You have an advantage. You have 5-on-4. Let the play happen correctly. You don't have to force it. And that's what he does. He forces it because he's a best case scenario kind of guy. That's the way he sees the game. That's the way he thinks the game. And it has its drawbacks. It does. But it also has its advantages. So you take the good with the bad. I just wanted to talk about that for a second. 1:49 left. Someone was bound to score eventually, right? Someone had to. And the Predators are in our zone. And they really haven't had many great chances outside of that Sissons breakaway early on. And they're moving the puck around the zone pretty well. Right point to the left point to McDonough, who tries to feed Cody Glass, who's in the slot. And Lindholm's draped all over him, and he pokes the puck away. But just kind of stops the puck, doesn't really get it away from him. And they both lose track of it. So Lindholm has his back to where the puck ends up being, which is dead center of the slot. And then Cody Glass realizes where it is and is able to swat this perfectly top blocker corner 1-0. Lindholm just couldn't catch up to the play at that point. That's just a bad bounce. I honestly thought Lindholm's defense was pretty solid, but then he lost the puck. It happens, and it was a perfect shot. 1-0. 27 seconds left. Carlo for high stick, and we go to the penalty kill. We're going to kill off the 27 seconds, and then start a third period. We are going to kill that 1:30 of penalty kill time. In the third period, we turn it on. We're in their zone the whole freaking time. But you know what we're not doing? We are not in front of Saros taking his eyes away. We are not in the dirty areas. We are not fighting for the puck on boards. We're just moving the puck around, throwing it on the net, trying to recollect, or they clear it. We beat them back to the clear, and then we go right back in the zone. But which is great. You want to outshoot them and outplay them and all that stuff. But Saros is too good of a goalie to not do the little things right, which is taking the eyes away, which is having someone in front of him to create havoc. This is what the team is right now, guys. There's only a few games left of the regular season. They're locked into their playoff position. I'm not saying the results don't matter, but staying healthy and maybe not playing as tough and hard-nosed as you've been used to get to this point, it's going to happen in shifts. And unfortunately, this game, it happened kind of the whole game. And I know that's not something to be like, oh, that's fine, because you want to continue good habits. But if it keeps us healthy for a playoff run, I'm not going to begrudge it all that much. With about 120 left in the period, Lauzon's going to hit a 180-footer. He gets the game-winning goal because with 0.3 seconds left, Pasta scores a nice play by DeBrusque on the left wall to get him the puck. Pasta has sort of his back to Saros, who he's directly to the right of Saros, and he just turns his body, tucks the puck, gets it on his forehand, and goes high glove. It's kind of a pretty goal. So it's 2-1 as your final, because it was literally less than a second left, 0.3 seconds left. That's fine, whatever. And the game notes, what I was going to talk about is basically already said. Pasta, best case scenario kind of player. That's just how he plays. And we got to live with those turnovers, but there has to be a way to just direct him a little more. I mean, I love his free-flowing style. I love his creativity. I love his ability to beat a guy off the rush. I love his ability to beat a guy standing still. But at the end of the day, you cannot have those turnovers, and Marchand was guilty of it too, actually, especially on the power plays. You can't have them against playoff teams in a 7-game series, because those plays change that series. They do. Those turnovers will end up in the back of our net far more consistently than they have this season. Like, I can guarantee that, because every night you're playing a team that belongs there. It's something important to pay attention to. And honestly, the power play, if we're going to talk about it, it's terrible. Since basically mid-January, we rank last in the league. We're under 15% success rate on that, even with the recent 4 power play goals in 5 games or whatever. Just, it's an atrocity. It's an atrocity, and it makes zero sense as to why it's this bad. It is lazy. There's not a lot of movement, and we complimented, this was a few games ago, Pasta scored a power play goal by moving his feet. He jumped into the slot, accepted a pass, and immediately swung it on net and buried it. And now he tries that multiple times a game too. But as a defender, and someone who has played that position before, terribly, but has played it, it's also really easy to stop if you know it's coming. So if you know he has 2 plays, it's stand in the left dot and hammer this on net, or it's stride forward towards the pass and fling it on net. Each of those can be stopped, and there's not enough nuance in the movements for you to think it's one or the other. He either starts moving and you know what he's going for, or he stands still and you know what he's going for. And then we still try to feed him over and over and over and over and over again. This isn't just a Pasternak problem. I don't want it to seem like I'm just harping on him, but the power play needs a solution. And Monty said after the game, and I couldn't agree more, sometimes it's not about changing personnel. It's about players committing to doing the right thing. And if you can watch that power play and tell me that our players are doing the right thing, I would call you something mean. I guess. I would say something mean. I'd be a bully about it. I wouldn't. I don't like bullying people. I'm soft. I'm a big softie. But I would say, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just, it's been brutal. And they either got to fix it or not, I guess. The reason it worries me, I know we love to talk about 2011, not scoring a power play goal through the playoffs. Great. You're taking away an advantage you could have, first of all. And second of all, if we look back on this season and we get into a matchup with the Rangers or the Canes or Toronto or Tampa, whoever, and we have a 7-game series with them and never score a power play goal and we lose that 7-game series, we're going to look back at through 7 games, you probably at least have, I'd say 16 to 20 power play chances through 7 games. Probably around there. And you didn't score on a single one of them? And you're going to tell me that didn't change the series? I mean, it's just a massive flaw that could cost us a series. And that's what's scary about it, is you have such a great season going for you. You're outscoring teams on 5-on-5. What happens when you run into a game like this, where you just don't have the finish, or you just don't have it, right? You can't seem to buy one 5-on-5. And the power play is supposed to be a solution for those slow moments. And it's not for us. It's a problem. And in fact, we typically give up more opportunities shorthanded than we create on the man advantage, or it's close. So it's a concern. But I'm really not upset. I'm not struggling with this result. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it's just because you don't like losing. Other than that, it is what it is. We stayed healthy. Let's move on. Go Bees! Go Bees!